Hey guys, Nananki here, bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Today I'm playing as the Milkman Scout. The Milkman set is plus 25 health bonus on it for using the shortstop, the Mad Milk, the Holy-Mackerel, the trout that you can smack people with, like right here. And I smack the crap out of this medic with it. Yeah. Lastly, to get the set bonus, you have to wear the hat, the Milkman, which is the white hat with the black rim, which kind of looks like the stereotypical Milkman delivery from the 1950s style hat. The shortstop has some fairly odd statistics to it as far as comparing it to the normal scattergun. It doesn't have as much of a ramp up for getting ultra close to people. It only goes up to 150% at maximum ramp up as opposed to 175% on the scattergun. So you have no real incentive to get close beyond a certain point. It also fires fewer pellets, 60% fewer pellets as a matter of fact than the regular scattergun, but each pellet deals twice as much damage. So that's a total of 20% lower base damage per shot and 2 fewer shots in all, but it reloads the clip all at once and it fires them 40% faster than the normal scattergun. So, you know, that's a lot of kind of math to take into account. Basically, it's not bad, in my estimation. I'd say it's primarily different than the scattergun in that you fire off the 4 rounds very quickly and you don't need to be right on top of people to deal maximum damage. I don't know. It's not really my preferred scattergun, but since you have to use it to get the 25 health bonus on the Milkman set, then it's definitely worth it for that, because 25 health is a lot. It takes you up to 150, and I'm all about it. And I'd rather have the Milkman set and have to wear, you know, the hat and the shortstop to get the bonus than have to use the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol and get that 50% fire vulnerability. Because it seems like every time I put that gun on, I'm immediately on fire for the rest of the round, and I'm just constantly watching my health tick off at, you know, 50% faster than it should, and like fail to get the health packs by the slightest of margins, and I'm just like, I'm not into this weapon at all. But I actually didn't intend to bring you a scout video today. I intended to bring you a direct hit rocket launcher soldier video today. Unfortunately, though, the demo file, when I go to play it, does not work. It crashes out of Half-Life 2 every single time. I don't know what's wrong with it, and I don't know how to fix it. It's just a broken demo file, which is really a shame, too, because it was like an hour long of me on Payload Frontier playing Spy and a couple other classes, and I was like, oh man, I got like 2 good rounds worth commentating in that particular round, and I just am now, unfortunately, can't do anything about it. They're gone forever. So, you know, the demo file is broken. Like I said, there's no way that I'm aware of after a bit of Googling around to fix it. This is actually the second time I've had a demo file be just utterly corrupted, or whatever the hell happens to them where they don't play, they just crash Team Fortress 2. They, you know, the HL2.exe has encountered an error and has crashed. Like, yeah, wonderful. Every time, huh? Great. You know, after like the 4th or 5th attempt, I was like, well, I can try on another computer, and I did, even though my laptop barely has the capability of getting Team Fortress 2 running. I tried running the demo file on it just as a, you know, just to assure myself that it was in fact the demo file was not going to play under any conditions, and after sending it to another friend of mine online just to check and see if his computer could play it, and it cannot play it, now I know without any doubt that I'm just out of luck. Just as out of luck as I was waiting for that health to spawn. But it doesn't matter, we get the point, and there's this weird, like, look at that camera shift moment, like, where's the telly? Where's this scout? What happened? And the scoreboard was up for like a fraction of a second too. And, you know, no big deal, but that round was extra short, even though it was kind of an interesting round, using the shortstop for the first time, and using the Milkman set for the first time as well, because I only just got that hat today. It did leave me with only like a 4-minute long video, so we're gonna go ahead and go on to another round of Scout that I banged out real quick, just because, like I said, it was unexpected and surprising to me that I was not able to do a quick commentary of my like probably 9-10 minute long round with the direct hit, because it was a real solid chunk of gameplay. It was my first time using the direct hit since forever ago, and you could see like a clearer progression of what I was trying to do with it, where initially I'm using it kind of like the lock and load, and then after, you know, I realized that I can pop people up in the air and then try to air shot them for really increased damage with the direct hit. I was doing that a few times, and it's just too pretty, I have to say. You just look like the master of the universe when you're just popping people up and air shotting them out of the air. Like, yeah, it got to a point where like pyros were running from me. But that's all gone. So, instead, I'll just talk about this kind of random round of Lakeside, because that's what I ended up on as a replacement, because I'd rather bring you something than nothing. And I switched back to the regular scattergun instead of the shortstop because I just like it better. Even though the 25 health is really nice to have, and having 150 health means you're going to survive things that you wouldn't with 125 health, obviously. That's the benefit, is survival. But I like that damage, that point-blank damage with the scattergun. That makes you feel like you're just a beast. At least it makes me feel like a beast. I love getting up on top of people with the scattergun, and, you know, anything but a heavy, really, or overhealed classes are going to go down in 2 shots. And that's pretty damn lethal, I have to say. And the crits are even more lethal. You know, it's just like a shotgun pretty much, except for that ramp up. That's what makes it so good, is that point-blank ramp up is really devastating. And so that's what you want to do with it. You want to get as close to people as possible, if you can. And Mad Milk is still real effective. You know, the critical has gotten a little buff now. It makes you run 25% faster, and that's pretty cool. And it lasts 8 seconds now instead of 6, so you can actually like pop it around a corner and still have some time to make use of it. You get more than just 5 seconds to use it now. Because, you know, let's face it, with 6 seconds as a duration, and, you know, you're going to waste the first second, inevitably. So you've got 5 seconds of crits. At that point, it's like the Killing Gloves of Boxing's bonus. But yeah, I like Lakeside, especially on Scout. In fact, one of my other videos is a Scout on Lakeside video, but at some point I figure I'm going to have to play the same map more than once. And I'll just keep rotating classes as best I can and not play the same thing back to back too much. I've played a lot of Scout lately, but oddly enough, I had like 5 or 6 people request that I play Scout. And of all the, I've only had like a total of like 10 requests, and like 6 of them were like, hey, play more Scout. I'm like, really? Why is Scout so popular? The other 2 that I've had requests for are Engineer and Spy. So that's kind of an odd trio, Scout, Engie, and Spy. Engineer is the only one of those that I actually have a lot of time on. Engineer is my 3rd most played class. Yeah, and then Spy would be 4th, and then past that I don't have more than a dozen hours on anything. But they're starting to all gain hours now. In fact, Scout hit 10 hours, and I started my TF2 videos with Scout at like 2 hours of gameplay in however many years. Sniper still is at the bottom of the list again. Scout has supplanted Sniper for number 8 as far as the most played class list goes for me. But I'm going to talk about the gameplay a little bit, at least in this video, even though I've talked about other subjects for the entire time. I don't want to turn into one of those guys who just has TF2 running in the background while they essentially are just, you know, blogging, podcasting about their flavor of the day subject, which is what I'm doing right now. So when I'm playing Scout on this map, I especially like trying to use the sides of this elevated section as kind of hiding places, and, you know, dip in and out and get health as necessary. You know, following the pattern that I talk about using a Scout. Oh, and right here I get saved by my Demo Man friend, Galactic Superstar, Galactic President Superstar. God damn it. His name is just a little bit long, I'm sorry. But no, he's an awesome guy. And he's in fact the one who gave me my parrot that I painted purple. A deep commitment to purple, in fact, was one of the paint cans I got recently out of a crate, and I thought it looked pretty good on the parrot, so I went ahead and slapped it on there. So I got a purple parrot now. And that rhymes. Bonus points for rhyming. Oh, that poor Heavy got mobbed. You know, I'm going down once again, like I say, take some damage, go get the health. That's the thing with Scout. You know, it's just, you know, keep moving, use your speed to your advantage. And like right there, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to charge at that pyro. I would rather hang back at medium range, even because I don't have a pistol with the Mad Milk, and, you know, fire shots that are only doing, oh, I fired that Mad Milk just a little too soon. And man, I don't know if he got crits or what, but that was a fast death, it felt like. That's okay. We've only got 23 seconds left on the clock for this round, and that pyro is just kind of running in circles, and the Spy somehow didn't stab me. You know, at the beginning of this round, I noticed that Spy kind of herp-derping around, and so I kind of just utterly discounted his capabilities, and I ignored him, and then he revolver killed me at one point in the middle of the map when I was standing essentially next to him and ignoring him. And yeah, I like that too, like jumping in the water, avoiding the pyro. Like, he died immediately anyway, but, you know, fighting pyros underwater is always amusing. If they're a good player, they'll just whip out their fire axe and split your skull with it. But if they're, you know, a herp-derp pyro, that I've seen pyros jump in the water and try to, you know, WM1 you with the flamethrower to no avail. And it's like, oh, no man, you're underwater. This isn't Mario Brothers 1, the fireballs don't work underwater. So rather than leave it with just some mediocre gameplay, which is what I kind of felt like those rounds were, I wanted to go out on a high note, and so I've got these 2 clips here of me fighting people with the Mad Milk. Let me just, cut to the chase. 2 heavies. 2 heavy kills with Mad Milk that just amuse the hell out of me, because that's just too smooth. It's like the heavy, deals probably close to 200 damage in the period of that, in engagement, but it just doesn't matter for him because the Mad Milk is restoring it so damn fast. And here's another one. I saw that Uber coming in. I'm like, yeah, just circle around and come back. And I'm surprised my Milk hit him. I kind of thought it bounced off the middle banister railing section there. But nope, I took him out. I had the health and, picked up the little health pack on the ground and then finished off the scout that was chasing me, even though I was soaked with his milk.
Bullshit.
And he did not think that was cool.
Fall to the fucking...
Thanks so much for watching. Like it if you liked it. I will catch you next time. Peace.